Find the principal invested at the rate of 15% per annum simple interest if an amount of 9,425 INR was obtained at the end of 3 years. Okay, now again, you can solve this using the formula. Okay, the principal invested find karna, let that be equal to P. The simple interest will be P into N into R divided by 100. Okay, so principal plus the simple interest, okay, becomes equal to the amount 9,425. And okay, you can solve it. For solving it, you can basically take cancel out 5, 3s and 20s, and if you take P outside, it will be 1 plus 3 3s are 9 upon 20 equals to 9,425. So if you observe carefully, 20 ones are 9 ones are 29 upon 20. So taking the 29 upon 20 directly on the right hand side, I'll write this as 20 upon 29. Okay. Now I always advocate that numbers are actually given to help you out. So for that, with that same thought in mind, I'm sure that 9425 is going to be a multiple of 29. Let's check it out. 29 3s is 87, right? 72 niche aa gaya. Then again 29 2s will be 58. 145 and then 5s of course. So 325 हो जाएगा ये. Okay, 325 times 20 करना है अपने को. What you can also do is 325 into 20 multiply करने की जगह write 20 as 100 upon 5. So that makes your calculations really very easy. 5 6 are 30, 5 5 are 25, 2 zeros. The answer is 6,500. That's the principle that you require. Okay. All right, guys. Now we can solve the same question very easily if we avoid making any equations. Let's see how. I'm assuming that the principal is equal to 100 rupees. Okay, they are mentioning a return of 15% per annum. That means every year the interest which I'll get is 15 rupees. 15% of 100 is 15 rupees. This will continue for 3 years. 15 into 3, the total interest I obtain is how much? 45 rupees. Okay, so the total amount will become how much? The amount will be 100 plus 45, which is 145. This amount of 145 corresponds to 9,425 in the question. So I'm supposed to find the principal, that is 100. That corresponds to what? You have to find out. So cross multiply. Okay. When you cross multiply, it will be 9425 into 100 divided by 145. Okay. Stealing the data from the previous question, 29 katega 325 aega. Upon 5 will again give you 20, or just divide by 5. You get the same answer, 6,500. That's the required answer. See, it becomes so simple. Simple, technique. So you can say like assuming the starting value is 100, okay, and then use ratios, okay, that can make your calculations and problem solving really very easy, like really very efficient as compared to always trying to apply the formula. Okay, so even if you applied the formula and got the answer, nothing wrong with that. But once you get the answer, as I always stress on the top on that, as I always stress about, please take a minute or so and then rethink about the question. क्या कोई और तरीका हो सकता है इसको solve करने का? Can there be a much easier approach to solve the same question? Okay, that we are supposed to find out. Let's go on to the next question. An amount of 5,000 INR becomes 6,000 INR in 5 years at simple interest. If the rate percent per annum becomes 2.5 times of itself, what would be the amount after 6 years? Okay. All right. So guys, one way to solve the question here is that, yes, of course, you can make equations. You find out the value of R, the rate of interest. Okay. You multiply it by 2.5 and then you calculate the new interest. Okay. So the principal is rupees 5,000. It becomes 6,000. Okay. That means the interest you have obtained is 1,000 rupees, right? I can write this. Okay. In how much? In 5 years. So I know that I is equal to P into N into R divided by 100. Okay, what you can do is you can cancel out the 2 zeros. Okay, 50 ones are 50 20s are. R is equal to 4. So R is equal to 4. That means R is equal to 4% per annum. Okay, now the question tells me that R becomes 2.5 times. Okay, so the new value of R, I'll call it, let's say R new, will be equal to 4% multiplied by 2.5. This will be 10%, right? So the new interest rate is 10%. Now they're telling us कि 10% अगर अपना interest rate है नया वाला, okay, what is the amount after 6 years? Okay, 10% अगर अपना नया interest rate है, 10% से अगर हमने 5,000 invest किया, I'll be getting 500 rupees every year. Okay, तो 6 years में कितना interest मिलेगा? 500 multiplied by 6, which is 3,000. So the amount after 6 years will be 5,000 जो अपना investment था plus
3,000.
The answer is 8,000. Okay, it's like that. Okay, if you're making equations. Okay, let's look at a much quicker way to solve this question. Okay, same thing. First of all, 6,000 minus 5,000, the difference is 1,000, right? The interest in 5 years. So एक साल में कितना interest हुआ? 200 rupees. Now guys, understand that simple interest, okay, का formula is P into N into R by 100, right? So we saw that I is equal to P into N into R by 100. Okay, that means अगर कोई भी दो quantities are constant, okay, the interest will vary directly with the third. Okay, so for example, okay, if P is changing and N and R become constant, that means I is proportional to P. हो जाएगा ना? I is equal to P times some constant, right? So I will be directly proportional to P. Similarly, अगर P sorry P constant है and N भी constant है, only R is changing. That means R will vary directly with I will vary directly with R, isn't it? So remember that the simple interest varies directly with respect to P and R. Any two of them remain constant, it is directly proportional to the third. Okay, so यहाँ पे the simple interest is directly proportional to the rate of interest, right? है ना, यही हो ना, द टाइम पीरियड इज रिमेनिंग फिक्स. अगर मैं सपोज 5 साल की बात करता हूँ, ओके, 5 साल के लिए, ओके, द टाइम पीरियड इज रिमेनिंग फिक्स्ड, okay, the principal is remaining fixed, so whatever simple interest you'll be getting is directly proportional to the rate of interest, isn't it? So here, when the rate of interest becomes 2.5 times, the interest also will become 2.5 times, right? Okay, that means the new yearly interest is 2.5 multiplied by 200 or 500 rupees. Okay, just to reach at this figure 500, see what is the what is the level of efforts we undertook. Investment is 5,000 principal, 3,000 rupees interest, the total amount is 8,000. It's as simple as that.